And welcome back to Pokemon Colosseum. This is part 3. Last time we took on the pre-gym in our post-beginning part. So that'd be part 2. That would make sense. I was trying to get rid of Cloud here. It did not work. So we also got some Pokeballs. We own balls now. And now we have to go save the mayor. Because the greatest goddamn fucking villain in the Pokemon series ever.
What the fuck? It is the one, the only Myra B.
Okay, so the first time I played this game, I thought those were his fingers.
You thought the freaking his sleeves?
I did not think that they were part of his sleeves or his cufflinks or whatever. Yeah, I did not think they were part of that. I thought those are
some creepy ass fucking fingers.
That's what I thought, and I was like, oh my god, this guy is scary. What the fuck am I going to do?
I kind of wish those were his fingers. He'd be badass. I mean, he's already badass, but
we do get to hear his name right here.
I do love this guy.
This is our introduction to how amazing he is.
Honestly, if they make a third game, just make him the main villain.
Really?
Again,
please.
He's not the main villain in this game. Or in this.
He's just kind of there.
Also, I cut out of this fight because it's literally the same fight. So, I win. He uses literally the same Pokemon as he did in part 1.
GG.
So I just cut.
Oh, blast it.
I didn't leave that
in. Can't really expect anything great from a guy whose name is Folly.
No, really. But his friend fights us this time.
And?
What's his friend's name?
Trudley. I almost immediately misread that as Turdley.
He is Turdley.
I'm gonna call him Turdley.
This is Turdley.
It's probably a more fitting name for him.
Really. But he gives us our first Shadow Pokemon. Can't fault him there.
Which one is it?
It's not neither of these two. It's his third.
Oh.
But we'll get them in due time.
Wait a minute. Why did you go for Bite on Duskull, but didn't use Confusion on Spinarak? Spinarak's part poison. That motherfucker's weak to Confusion.
I was just trying to get one of them dead. They both, it died. So I could bring out...
Wait.
Oh god, our bitch is seeing something! That one. That Pokemon.
Her fucking eyes.
It looks the same to me. What's the deal with all these Shadow Pokemon?
Wait, is your entire vision just everything's just darker? So I noticed that everything is darker when it shows her vision.
Yes, I think so. It must suck to be her. Cloud.
She has freaking special vision because her eyes are so goddamn far apart.
Really? So yeah, I just left Spinarak so I could, because I need someone to fight Spinarak while I'm weakening.
Okay, that makes sense.
It makes sense. I mean, I'm gonna pretty much murder it.
What? He's Poiple.
See, he's dead.
Spinarak's cool. I wish Spinarak was a Pokemon because you get Spinarak and Spinarak's cool.
I think you get its evolved form later on.
Well, Spinarak's cool though. Spinarak's adorable.
Oh, Connor said, sorry, man, I was playing Smite.
Oh.
And he's off.
Well, it's too late,
yeah,
Connor.
It really is. It's too late, man. He's offline now, too.
It's too late to apologize.
It's too late.
It's too late.
I'm gonna bite this son of a bitch. Oh, no. He keeps flinching, and I'm like, yeah.
He looks tasty. I mean, he kind of looks like the Pillsbury Doughboy.
Kind of.
Looks just like a bag. Just
yeah,
one of those burlap sacks.
So there was someone came in today, and they were complaining about Gen 4 and 5 Pokemon, And I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, those Pokemon like Coughing and Slimer, because he was talking about like trash Pokemon. He was like, yeah,
Yeah.
like Coughing and Grimer. He's like, but those are Gen 1 Pokemon. I'm like, so?
Shots
Grimer
fired.
is a pile of purple, like, Play-Doh
Goop.
or some shit.
Exactly.
He is. And I'm like, what are you going to do? Anyway, we throw a snack ball. 'Cause every ball turns into a snack ball. Your balls, my balls, you shit balls, they'll turn into snack balls.
You know, you gotta find it interesting.
Guys,
Like,
Play-Doh still
the main games,
in dark.
you can't capture people's Pokemons. Like, they shove that down your throat. Like, you can't do this. That's bad. That's mean. This game, that's the only way to get Pokemon, basically.
It's because you're a thief. It's like you start off the game by stealing the guy something from Team Snag'em.
Yeah.
Steal other people's Pokemon.
But we're doing it for good. Kind of.
It's okay to steal, as long as you're being a good person, I guess.
We're like Robin Hood, only we're kind of a douchebag.
We're just keeping
Yeah.
Pokemon for ourselves. We're not giving Pokemon to the poor. We're just taking other people's Pokemon because our bitch said so. She's like, why don't we do that? I'm like, sure.
Yeah, and if they ever tell us, like, why did you steal all these Pokemon, we just say, my bitch told me to do it.
So I run around to each of the exits after I heal. And so each of the exits in this town is guarded by one of those three people that walked out with our super awesome villain.
Power Rangers.
The Power Rangers. These are the Power Rangers. Even though we get more Power Rangers in the next game, these are the Power Rangers. 3 Power Rangers. I also switch out my Pokemon to my front.
Why would you switch out Umbreon? Umbreon's the best Pokemon ever.
Well, because I want Espeon to gain more experience. So the green one has a Bayleaf. That one has whatever, and then
Quilava?
yeah,
With the,
Not- it's a
Crocodile.
Crocodile. And this one has the Guava, and I end up going with that.
You can't, like, take their Pokemon?
You can only pick one at the.
Oh, but you can take it.
Yes, you can take it. But you can only pick one.
That's pretty smart.
Is there any way of knowing that beforehand?
Not really.
Well, the colors give away.
Yeah, you sort of pick which color you want. So you pick one. You get all 3 of them eventually. You refight the other 2 later on down the road. So with our special eyes, or without special eyes,
Okay, so this is all kinds of strange because Landon is going after the fire type. But when I played this game, I went for the grass type.
I usually, because of Gen 2 Pokemon, I usually go to the fire type. Interesting. Although I end up getting them all, so.
There goes Play-Doh.
Yeah, Play-Doh's out. Do you get a Grimer in this? Because I'd name it Play-Doh.
Why not?
Also, Shadow Pokemon take super effective damage from, like, Shadow attacks. And here it begins. It just begins.
Oh no!
I don't remember how Shadow Pokemon mechanic works. Like, they all had their special attacks, like, and Shadow was like super effective from every type, apparently.
So, in this game, the only Shadow move is Shadow Rush. Which, to begin with, is dumb. Yeah, they fixed that in XD. And then you unlock more moves as you remove art. Except the person who's using the Pokemon has those moves to begin with, so that's why he was able to use Smokescreen. And when I catch this Pokemon, I cannot use Smokescreen. I have to wait, and so I can't use any of my Pokemon's other moves at the moment. I have to wait. And Shadow Rush always hits everything. I think pretty hard, including other Shadow Pokemon. And sometimes it can randomly go into Hyper Mode, which kind of boosts its power, but it'll not attack sometimes. And so you call it to remove Hyper Mode, and calling a Shadow Pokemon will remove some of its heart gauge, which is that little bar at the bottom, instead of where its XP would go. Shadow
Calling
also
is completely useless on regular Pokemon.
really it is. Let's see, where do I want to go? Shadow Pokemon do not gain experience points normally. You have to wait until you fully unlock them. They become normal Pokemon, then they regain all the experience from the fights they would have had. So they will remain. It will remain level 30 for like ever until I unlock its heart.
Right.
Yeah, it's sort of the basics of the mechanics for Shadow Pokemon.
So this is Kingdom Hearts.
Really. So he knows Focus Energy now. Because I unlocked the first bar. And then I think it's 3 bars is when you get the next one. And then when you remove all the bars is when you get the last one. For all
This game's
Pokemon.
weird.
It is.
It is.
They fix a lot of that in the second game because you have a bigger variety of shadow moves, which is actually really nice. Instead of just the one that always does recoil damage. And I hate recoil damage. That's a pet peeve of mine. I just hate having to use moves that use recoil damage. If I have the option to use a weaker move that does not give me recoil damage, I go with that. Which there's like an physical electric attack that does that. I forget what it is.
Ball charge?
Yeah. Yes. And I just, instead of using that, I use another pretty strong one that's not as strong. I think I use Thunder Punch or something in place of it because I just don't like ball charge.
Yeah. I don't know. Depends, I guess, on the move, the Pokemon, the situation at hand.
It does. I don't know. Or I use the Thunderbolt. I think I usually use it in Electros. I just show off that the others disappear when you beat that one. Then I go into the
I remember getting second-gen starters in this game, so I don't remember anything from this game except Umbreon and Espeon. I think I'll probably just use those 2 exclusively.
Yeah, those are your 2 Pokemon. Those are your starters, really.
So, yeah.
And then like in XD, you start off with an Eevee that you can evolve into whatever you want.
I remember I evolved Eevee into Umbreon.
I did the same thing.
My first evolution is usually always a joke, you know.
Those gen's good. Umbreon's the dopest.
You heard it here first, folks.
Umbreon.
Umbreon is, in fact, the dopest.
I agree, mostly because I said it.
It's gonna be your quote. Whenever
Umbreon is the dopest.
whenever we quote you, that'll be the quote we use.
Let's just go ahead and make that the title of the video.
Okay, Umbreon is the dopest.
Yep. I used to say dope ironically, but now it's just become part of my vernacular.
I thought you said binocular. All right.
Vernacular.
I know.
I heard it in a rap song once. That's how I learned it.
Binoculars.
No, vernacular. I don't know where I heard binocular, but it probably wasn't in a rap song.
Alright.
Oh, this stage, just this town, has dope music.
This is true.
I remember
The
this.
snappy fingers of snappiness. Mr. Johnson.
I love Johnson.
Johnson! You know what? I had my fucking best friend, like, there was a whole year in high school where my best friend called me Johnson. Because my full name sounds like it,
Jackson.
and also because it's a euphemism for penis.
Alright,
Nice.
Johnson.
I think Johnson is the only person in this game so far who has a normal name. This
Really.
guy's name's Kale.
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 That's a vegetable,
He's got
That's a
green
salad.
hair. He has green hair.
I guess. Yeah.
Saying
Yeah.
KJ is not a real name.
Honestly, the only other time I've heard a character be named Kale is in a game called Dino Crisis.
This is the police man's area.
There are police?
Johnson's a police officer.
The Popo!
I know.
Look at Johnson. He's all wiggling about. Wiggle, wiggle.
Just like a Johnson.
Zing.
Oh my god.
This is the police chief. He looks just like me.
Maybe he's your dad.
Spoilers. Not really.
Cheryl.
What the fuck is
Fucking... These names are gold.
that? Is it Cheryl's or Shirless?
He's shirtless.
Shirley's?
Shirtless.
Shirtless. He's shirtless from now on.
Shirtless.
We got Turtley and Shirtless.
I go into the PC to save, so there's a bit of a cut there. Because I actually cut at some point.
There's another Kingdom Hearts character in the jail cell. The one with the red hair.
That's just a regular Mook, though. You see those, like, out there in the real world, too, so...
I like a Kingdom Hearts character. I don't know his name. There's one with red hair and like the robe thing.
So those two actually turn themselves in because they
Something
fucked up?
we haven't really said anything about, but I think the one main thing that makes this game a little bit different than the other Pokemon games is simply that you actually can't save anywhere you feel like.
This is true. You have to save at a PC.
Is that changing next year or not?
I don't think so. I'm trying to remember. No, it's still the PC from what I remember.
No. Why would they do that? I hate fixed save points.
Play like Scene Quest.
I play. I don't know what that is.
Save wherever you want.
It's true. That fucked Jack up.
Oh look,
I'm not gonna... No, I'll explain it. I basically played the entire game without saving, got up to the first boss and died.
And
Nice.
and then I laughed.
I remember.
I didn't have to redo the carrot quest, though, so...
You saved after that.
Yeah.
I remember playing Super Metroid or Metro Fusion, one of those two. Like, there was one, like, the first time I was playing them, I managed to get really far without saving and got myself in a situation where I died and got sent pretty far back. And that kind of, like, reprogrammed my mind. Like, I'm going to save at, like, every single second of every single opportunity I can, if necessary or not necessary. It's kind of like programs.
Yeah.
It's a good plan.
Unless it's like Resident Evil 1.
That's yes. If it's Resident Evil 1, then it doesn't. Then it didn't help.
Don't save often.
Why did we
See,
save off
Look at this motherfucker. I caught him out of it, and then he goes right back to it. The only person who's doing work is the guy who's almost dead.
You can't turn down.
Well, in Resident Evil 1, to save, you need an ink ribbon, because you save at a typewriter.
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
you're
so, like,
limited
you'll
to
get
how many
extra.
times you can save.
That is evil.
Resident Evil?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's Resident.
that's also in Resident Evil 2 and 3.
Yeah.
Then they took that out. Well, they didn't take out the typewriters. They took
But,
the need for ink ribbons.
yeah.
And then they took out the typewriters.
Yeah.
Anyway, I take them out because I was like, no, I'm not having any of this more shit. Any more of this shit.
Well, I mean, like, for a game like Resident Evil 5, where it's, like, segmented into chapters, they don't really need the typewriters.
Yeah.
Same with Resident Evil 6 or Revelations, because that's also it's episode based. But 4 is also segmented into chapters, but
6's little saving icon isn't the typewriter though.
that's true.
But in 4, it's like the chapters, like, or at the very least, they feel a bit longer.
Well, the major difference between 5 and 6, when compared to 4, is that 4 there's actually some backtracking.
Yeah. 5 and 6 is just like straight line.
The most backtracking you do is like another story mission. You have to play a similar area.
Calda.
What's with these fucking names? Like, I'm going
I don't
to
think they're.
Pokemon
This game
Company,
has really weird names.
Pokemon Company fuck it. This is the
Let's
main
just-
series game, just throw names there.
We're
It's a
gonna
logo.
we're gonna make some alphabet soup and take out some random letters in each spoon, throw some vowels in there, and we got some names.
Pretty much.
They have like a whole giant ass bucket of fridge magnets and a really
Yes.
big fridge, and they just toss magnets at it.
Huh.
Turdley! Or they just like rearrange them slightly when needed to make them sound like almost names.
Sometimes not even.
I swear I thought you said turtleless.
It's happening. Also, our bitch gets mad because we want a real woman. We want a whore instead of a bitch. We're not allowed. We're denied. So,
Emok.
Emok. See, this is this is one of the times where they didn't even try to rearrange it. They're just like, perfect, Emok. Yes, I love it. Like, no, please go away.
I think it's a very interesting name, very unique.
It's true.
Well, unless you've seen Star Wars, in which case it sounds like.
Can't turn down.
I'm done with you. You're dead to me. This music, though. Oh,
It's so nice.
It's true.
why is it that GameCube games had some of the best soundtracks ever?
It's true.
It's GameCube magic.
Will you stop being in hyper mode long enough to attack?
Zubat's model looks weird in this game.
Honestly,
It just
there's
seems
a
a
lot
little-
of there's a lot of weird looking ones in this game.
This was, well, it wasn't the first 3D game, but it was the first, like, actual Pokemon 3D game.
Like the GameCube.
Yeah.
You! It's a disease. I swear to God. I swear to fucking Lord God Knuckles. Holy
Guys, I
fuck.
swear,
I am done.
I don't. I don't think my Pokemon have ever went hyper mode quite that often.
Holy fuck.
I think that's the recording curse working its magic.
It's just like, delicious. And I'm like, I'm pulling you out. You've been yawned. You're out of here. Throw in the Umbreon.
Just
I'm gonna call you. Get your bar down. But if you go in hyper mode one more fucking goddamn time, I am pulling your bitch ass out.
I would have loved if like Makuhita you let it sleep and then when it wakes up it immediately goes into hyper mode.
Just throw my controller at my computer screen, because that's what I was playing off of.
Just stop the recording, delete all the videos, delete the channel, delete your internet.
Delete the internet. Not even.
Delete the internet.
Oh no, I remove him because he goes to he gets poisoned. So I'm like, I'm not gonna. No, nope.
Delete System 32.
I'm done. I'm not even gonna bother with you. You're dead to me.
Just reminds me of that one picture of like Jesus that's looking over this old lady who's on a computer and it just says, hey, delete System 32.
Shut up.
Go away,
Jesus.
Jesus. I've had enough of your shit.
Shut the fuck up, Jesus. Holy fuck, if you yawn someone...
It just did.
At least it doesn't take effect until next turn.
This is true.
Just enough time to kill everybody.
Actually, I'm glad you bring that point up.
Because it's dead.
Because it's... Oh. I'm half wondering if that's exactly what happens, or that's not what happens, and Espeon ends up getting knocked out.
That's exactly what happens.
Well, I mean, I could have guessed. There's like 30 seconds left in the video.
Spoilers.
Spoilers, I don't know what happens.
Suddenly Espeon goes hyper mode.
Do you know how many controllers I would throw against the wall? How many systems? I would just pick up my 64, smash. Genesis, smash. GameCube, smash.
You can't smash a 64.
Beat the GameCube with the Genesis.
I would beat the GameCube with the Genesis. I would tear the disc in half. Anyway, see you guys in the next part whenever I record that.
Yeah.